Good evening. The soul always knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Orders to establish a specialized drug crimes unit in Bahrain. Executive and legislature meeting reviewed outcomes of Jeddah summit. Procedures of Bahrainis entry to US made easier. Kuwait banned all kinds of noise polluting exhaust systems in cars. Europe broils in heat oil that fuels fires in France and Spain.
News in detail. Orders to establish a specialized drug crimes unit in Bahrain. Attorney General Dr. Ali bin Fadl Al Buyanin issued an edict 32 to establish the Drug Crimes Unit, a specialized unit in investigating and disposing of drug and psychotropic crimes affiliated with Muharraq Public Prosecution. The issuance of the unit comes as an improvement of the legislative structure and strengthens national efforts in confronting social and economic crimes. The Attorney General coordinated with Sentences Enforcement Prosecution, the Office of International Cooperation and Human Rights to circulate international arrest warrants and take law procedures and agreements to extradite accused judicial delegations and control illegal financial flows. The unit will coordinate with the national and international drug combating organizations to effectively combat this type of crime and ensure prosecution. Executive and legislature meeting reviewed outcomes of Jeddah summit. A joint meeting was held yesterday between the executive and legislative branches to review the outcomes of the Jeddah Security and Development Summit, in which His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa led the kingdom's delegation in the presence of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, Finance and National Economy Minister Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and Parliament Affairs Minister Ghanim bin Fadl Al Buyanin, in addition to the chairman and members of the Foreign Affairs, Defence and National Security Committees at the Shura and Representative Councils participated in the meeting. Addressing the meeting, the Foreign Affairs Minister informed the session about the outcomes of His Majesty the King's participation in the Jeddah Security and Development Summit, noting that the King's keynote address confirmed the Kingdom's keenness to unify Arab ranks in partnership with allied and friendly countries to settle disputes peacefully and promote security, peace and development. The Royal Court mourned Her Highness Sheikha Matayal bint Ali bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa. The Royal Court mourned Her Highness Sheikha Matayal bint Ali bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, who passed away yesterday evening. The deceased is laid to rest today. Condolences are offered via social media, the telephone and cables due to the current circumstances. Procedures of Bahrainis entry to US made easier. Bahrainis will be granted expedited clearance upon arriving in the US with the launch of the Global Entry Program that cuts back waiting time and document processing at American airports. The program was launched at a ceremony held at the Customs and Border Protection Headquarters in Washington, D.C. and was attended by Bahrain's ambassador to the US, Sheikh Abdullah bin Rashid Al Khalifa. Speaker congratulated on qualification of Bahrain junior national handball team to World Cup finals. Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Fawzia bint Abdullah Zainal, sent a cable of congratulations to President of Bahrain Handball Association, Ali Muhammad Ishaki, on the qualification of the national junior handball team to the World Cup finals in Germany and Greece 2023. She affirmed that the honorable international achievement is a source of pride and confirms the excellence of Bahraini athletes and their determination to mark their presence in the regional and international sport arena under the comprehensive development march led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Bahrain International Air Show 2022 to host iconic UK Red Arrows flying display team. The Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunications announced today that the popular Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows, will perform at the Bahrain International Air Show for the first time in its 10-year history. The announcement to perform at the Bahrain show was made at the Royal International Air Tattoo at RAF Fairford, Bahrain International Air Show, under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, is held every 2 years and is scheduled to take place this year from November 9th to 11th at Sakir Air Base. The National Institution for Human Rights participated in Universal Periodic Review Training Program. The National Institution for Human Rights participated in UNHRC's 4th Universal Periodic Review Training Program. The training program was organized by the UN Human Rights Office and the Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions. The session discussed topics related to UPR's 4th cycle. The role of National Institution for Human Rights is submitting parallel reports and interaction with the outcomes and recommendations of the previous review. The meeting reviewed important initiatives undertaken by the UN Human Rights Office during the past years to enhance the role of National Institution for Human Rights in various stages of the review process. Today's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Indian naval ship docked at Kuwait port. Indian naval ship INS Teak arrived at Shuwaik Port, Kuwait on July 18th for operational turnaround. The ship was welcomed by senior officers of Kuwait Naval Force, port authorities, Indian Embassy and Defence Wing officials. According to an Indian Embassy press release, the visit is scheduled till July 21st, 2022. INS Teak has been deployed extensively for numerous missions, including anti-piracy operations in the Gulf of Aden, providing maritime security in the seas of India's maritime partner nations and exercises with other regional navies. INS Teak's visit to Kuwait will strengthen the deep-rooted, multifaceted friendly ties and growing cooperation between the Republic of India and the state of Kuwait, the release added. Now we will be back after a very short break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. UAE and French presidents discussed regional and international developments. UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and French President Emmanuel Macron discussed long-standing partnership in addition to regional and international developments. UAE news agency said the two leaders had reviewed new agreements that expand decades of partnership between the UAE and France across investment, economy, cultural exchange, scientific innovation, advanced technology, future energy, food security and climate change. They expressed joint commitment to support de-escalation, peaceful coexistence and relationship building as a way of working towards resolving challenges. Saudi to double admissions for major professional courses. Saudi Arabia's University Affairs Council has decided to double admissions for major professional courses such as medical, engineering, technical, applied courses, as well as for business administration in various university faculties in the kingdom. The council also decided to bring down admissions to half for majors that are not compatible with the labor market requirements. These were among a series of decisions taken by council meeting chaired by Minister of Education Dr. Hamad Al Sheikh. The council decided to double the number of admissions available in 2020 in specialized colleges for professional courses related to health, engineering, technical, applied sciences and business administration in accordance with the capacity of these colleges. This is aimed at improving the outcomes of the educational process and contributes to meet the needs of the labor market. Kuwait banned all kinds of noise-polluting exhaust systems in cars. Kuwait has banned the import, manufacture, sale or installation of all types of sports exhaust systems into their accessories in cars, local media reported. Fahd al-Sharian, Minister of Commerce and Industry, has issued a decision banning the import, manufacture, sale or installation of sports exhaust systems. Under the new decision, sports bodies specialized in engines, approved car agencies and car spare parts agents licensed to sell them who have obtained a car exhaust agency and approval from the General Traffic Department are excluded from the ban. The ministry said those who violate its instructions will be punished according to the law. New metaverse strategy to create over 40,000 virtual jobs in Dubai. The Crown Prince of Dubai on Monday announced the launch of the Dubai Metaverse Strategy. Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai and Chairman of the Dubai Executive Council, took to Twitter to share the pillars and targets of the strategy. The strategy aims to exponentially increase the number of blockchain and metaverse companies 5 times in 5 years, introducing 40,000 virtual jobs that would contribute $4 billion to Dubai's economy. Europe broils in heat wave that fuels fires in France and Spain. A heat wave broiling Europe spilled northward Monday to Britain and fueled ferocious wildfires in Spain and France, which evacuated thousands of people and scrambled water-bombing planes and firefighters to battle flames in tinder-dry forests. 2 people were killed in the blazes in Spain. Millions of people in Britain stayed home or sought shade Monday during the country's first ever extreme heat warning, as the hot, dry weather that has second mainland Europe for the past week moved north, blocking rail lines and forcing 2 airports to close their runways. The red heat alert covers a big chunk of England and is to last through Tuesday, when temperatures may reach 40 degrees Celsius for the first time. The extreme heat warning stretches from London in the south to Manchester and Leeds in the north. Plane flipped over and caught fire in crash landing at Somalian airport. A turboprop plane carrying 36 passengers and crew flipped on its back and caught fire after crash landing Monday at the main airport in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, authorities said. Images from the scene showed towers of black smoke billowing from the aircraft and into the sky as firefighters battled the blaze. Pieces of the plane, a Fokker 50 operated by Somalia's domestic carrier Juba Airways, could also be seen strewn across the runway. All 36 passengers and crew survived the crash, Somalia's Civil Aviation Authority said in a statement, adding that an investigation into the incident is underway. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I'm Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.